Hello and welcome to HI 111. This is Kathy Walters and I'm going to be your instructor for the winter quarter. Happy New Year. I've created this YouTube just to go through some parts of the Moodle website to share some basic stuff about the course and just to give you a little bit of background to what's going to be going on for winter quarter. The first thing that I want to say is that I know most of you, either virtually or personally, if you've had a brick and mortar class or an online class with me, so that's great, and I look forward to having you all again. There are a few of you in 111 that are concurrently enrolled in 208. And so the first thing I want to just speak to for a moment is of the group in 111, many of you have taken 107. Most of you have taken 107. It is a requirement. And as far back as fall of 2013. So as you know, with technology, the only thing constant is change. And over that time, of course, health information technology has changed radically and will continue to do so. And so some of you were exposed to maybe the Vista old CPRS. Then when Near Perfect came along and there was an overlay there, those of you that took 107 from me in the spring of 15, I revamped it a little bit. And then I worked and completely recreated 107 in the summer of this past year. And so then you got acquainted with Greenway Medical. And so it's good that you get exposed to as many EHRs and software. Functionality is going to be about the same. But anyhow, so having said this, and the fact that the department has been kind enough to purchase for you at $45 a pop, a license to work with Near Perfect. That's what we're going to be using for both 111 and 208. So I just felt like it was appropriate to continue to have access to an EHR, and so that's going to be taking place for both courses. So some of you are going to be doing similar things, at least for week one, because I feel like I have to bring everybody up to speed. So some of you that have already done the scavenger hunts for Near Perfect, they're just a little bit different, essentially the same as spring of 15, but I think you'll find it good to get reacquainted with Near Perfect and just kind of get a little bit familiar again with some of the aspects of the EHR. All right, so here is our course website, and similarly set up as my other courses. Instructor announcements, that'll be for anything that I need to communicate to you, and that's a forced subscription, so you'll have that. I also want to mention you may be using, and feel maybe the need to want to use, Microsoft Visio during this course, as well as 208. And so if you don't already have it, you're going to get an email from Pam, our lab manager for the department, and it'll be from DreamSpark. And that will get you hooked up with Microsoft Visio. Okay, so here's the course syllabus. So we'll just take a peek at that real quick. I think most of you are familiar with my syllabus setup. So just bring attention to my office hours for winter quarter. I have 3 online classes, but I'll be on campus Monday through Thursday. So Monday, Wednesday, 1 to 2, and then Tuesday, Thursday from noon to 1 if you feel the need to come in and say hello or have a concern. And then the rest of the material in the syllabus are just general things in terms of resources, as far as class participation. Bring your attention to my late policy, which is I don't take late work. So unless it's absolutely something compelling, be mindful of making sure that you get things turned in on time. I feel the need to mention about online courses in that I think there's possibly a tendency to feel like the demand of an online course is less than a brick and mortar, and I'm here to tell you that that is untrue, and your time management and discipline in your studies is just as important with an online class as it is with any other class. And so, you know, you need to get on the site multiple times in the week, and if you are feeling like you're going to pursue your courses and do it primarily on Sunday evening, I don't think that's a good formula for success. So make sure you take a look at things and be mindful of your deadlines, mostly Sunday evening. Okay, so here we go. And then I have this here. Please scroll to the next page. Now, due to the nature of working with Near Perfect and changing some things, this is still under construction. So week 1 is, of course, done, and that's the only week that you can see currently in Moodle. But I will have this flushed out soon, and I just wanted to get the course up and running to you today so that you're able to, make sure that you are able to get into Near Perfect and that type of thing. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll go back to Moodle here. All right, course objectives. All right, so here we are, and this is really where you need to begin. All right, so there's no textbook, of course, and you are going to be working with Near Perfect. So the first thing you need to do is create a user account. All right, and so down below here is the student guide, as well as there's a hyperlink here. You can just click on there if you want. So I'm just going to go into this for just a second. Let me just scroll down here. It's right down here, and so it's a PDF file. And do take a minute to go ahead and read. I think it's best to read this first. Okay, so here's the guidelines. It goes step by step as to what you need to do. Now, most of the time, this is for students that have purchased, and so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. You get a little extra added thing that you need to put in there because we've already bought it for you. So anyway, so here's the screens, and it'll show you what to do. So some of you have already done this with Near Perfect. Then that's great. And some of you may have used an earlier version like I had shared earlier with regards to your previous enrollment in HI 107. All right. So here, I'm going back up here. So you're just going to use this guide, and it goes step by step. And then here's the student program key. So that's the number that you're going to need. And then here I have, because the CIT department has purchased your student subscription for you, you will also be prompted to enter an activation code. Okay, so here's the activation code. And then after you create your account, I want you to go in, and I just kind of put this little screenshot here. Under the help menu, you'll just click on this help menu, and then it'll be there'll be a choice for videos, and then just go to the student orientation in Near Perfect. Okay? All right. So that's this section. All about get going with Near Perfect. Great tech support, 24/7. I find this company to be quite good. So anyhow, and you'll need to do this because you do have assignments to complete in week 1. And then down here are just course resources. ONC is a huge resource for HIT. HIMSS, AHIMA. This is a clinical informatics wiki. It has a nursing emphasis, but it's got good information. And then this is just a listing of a lot of articles and websites that are kind of older, but you want to maybe explore those if you wanted to research something. So here is week 1, and so the objectives, and then my step-by-step like I typically have. So you're going to be posting your self-introduction to the introduction forum, which is right here. And I think most of you are familiar with forums, okay? So I'm already in there. I just posted my normal intro. So you'll just address these particular questions. And then here, every week, I'll have the please read before beginning week 1 or beginning week 2. So I do want to touch on a few things here. So I have some opening stuff for the beginning, that to read the course syllabus. Let me know if there's any problems with the websites. I'm human. I make mistakes. And then doing the introduction. And then here I just say, this week we'll be revisiting historical aspects of meaningful use, stage 1 and 2. So you're going to write a little essay with regards to looking at meaningful use stage 2. So I talk about that. Here, I just added some things which are recent requirements that have come up that are now being part of stage 3. So down here below, I just speak a little bit about what is in Moodle. So there's transcripts and PowerPoints for meaningful use stage 1. Then there's this video presentation at a HIMSS conference from 2012 when they introduced the notice of proposed rulemaking for meaningful use. So I talk about that. And then here is more of the assignment with regards to you're just going to be speaking to criteria implemented in stage 2 meaningful use. And then I have an explanation of that as well on Moodle. And then here in my week 1 document, I'll always put what you need to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need to post to the forum. Obviously, you need to get into Near Perfect. And then complete Near Perfect Scavenger Hunt 1 and 2. So there's a lot of stuff to do week 1, but there's an intent here to get everybody up to speed at the same level so we can begin to do our work in Near Perfect. So what I'm intending to do is I'm intending to have Near Perfect activities each week, as well as having other related activities. So and then down below on Moodle, I will always have additional resources. And so I'm now going to go back to Moodle because I just wanted to show you that document. So here is week 1. So basically, these are either PowerPoints or Word documents or PDFs that deal with review of meaningful use stage 1. This is the announcement for the HIMSS conference with stage 2. This is a resource from ONC for stage 2. And then this is a meaningful use document on eligible providers. And then so those are the resources for this week. And then down below here are the assignments. So here's the instructions for completing your Scavenger Hunt 1. And so one of the things that I want to say about all the work for Near Perfect is that you're actually going to be, you'll be in the EHR doing these things, and there'll be instructions such as this. So this is what they're going to look like. And it'll go through step by step. But what I need you to do when you do these exercises is you're going to record your answers in a separate document that you're going to upload via Moodle. All right. So here's the first scavenger hunt, and it'll just basically take you step by step what to do, and it'll start to get you familiar with the EHR. Okay. So then you're going to submit that document here through Moodle. Okay. So that's pretty common. You're used to doing that with me. All right. So there's that one. And then that should take you probably maybe a half hour. Those of you that have already done this, it's a little different. So if you still have your stuff, and I apologize for some of you, this week is going to be easier than others, but we do need to all get to the same level. And then here is the same for Scavenger Hunt 2. And then here, the instructions are here for your essay. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so here's week 1 assignment. Your assignment is this week is to review the material provided and to discuss the criteria implemented in stage 2 and how they are different from those in stage 1 for eligible providers only. All right, so you're asked to discuss the criteria connected to the high-level goal D2, which is in the ONC document. All right, and then just 200 words. I don't, try to stay right near there. Just be concise. And so you're just going to present an essay regarding stage 2, and then you'll submit this. Please do not submit a PDF file, as I always remind, and then make sure your name is on your document and your last name is in the file name when you submit it. Okay, and then there's the submission link for that essay. And okay, so that's pretty much week 1. Here is a great video. It's about an hour long. It's an older video, but John Glasser was he worked for Siemens and was pretty interesting gentleman, and so that's a little bit about the beginning story of the EHR and meaningful use. I have this here. This is a great resource for writing. It's from Purdue University, and I think it's great if you want to look up stuff as far as APA format or MLA or how you reference things. And then these 2 zip files, they're pretty big. So if you feel like you want to download those are fine. But these are specifications for eligible hospitals and eligible providers. Okay, I'm sure I've forgotten something, but at least this gives you an idea of what we're heading into, and I'll be keeping you abreast of things as we go, like always, and look forward to working with you all. And once again, Happy New Year, and we will see you in a couple of days, well, virtually anyway. All right, take care. Thanks.